I'm Joe B. Hall with AEF. Mrs. Walker was the most beautiful woman in the world, or so I thought. I was 7 and in the second grade and not very well traveled. I was a good student in her class, but I was also a bad student. The moment my work was done, I became disruptive. In order to counteract my behavior, one day she had a brilliant idea that would change my life forever. We were going to do a play, The Story of Christmas. Mrs. Walker cast me as Joseph, and she told me every chance I had, I needed to be studying my lines because I would have no help. I would have to know them all. So it worked. Every moment that I had in class, at home, I was studying my lines, studying my lines. I thought I could be the next Gary Coleman, only taller. And that was exciting. At 7, I must humbly admit, I was a bedwetter. And the only sheets that I had on my bed, because we were poor, were going to be my costume. So my mother cleaned my costume that night and pinned it all to my body. She's very creative. So I was ready to go. And Connie Winter was Mary. She played the role of Mary, and she did a spectacular job. Well, that night, as I'm getting dressed, I can see Greg Preston, a local boy who could spit through his teeth. It was awesome. He was watching and poking fun of me, but I didn't care. This was an exciting time. This was my moment. Well, it just so happened that the entire town of 85,000 people showed up in our gymnasium. And backstage, we were all excited about, we're about to do a play, and this is really fantastic. And we had a sawhorse donkey, and all my friends were dressed up too. It was really a wonderful time. There are no photographs that I know of, although I wish there were. Finally, the curtain opens and the play begins. Connie says to me, "Joseph, an angel of the Lord has come to me and told me that I am to be with child. I am to give birth to the Savior of the world." I grew up in the hood, so I knew tons of kids who weren't quite sure who their father was or just didn't know at all. So this was no biggie for me. And so I say, okay. I don't think okay was my line, but that's what I said. And I heard a few chuckles from the audience, which was fun still. And so we go on in the story, and finally we reach the inn. And she says, "Joseph, go ask the innkeeper if there are any rooms in the inn." And I lumber over to the innkeeper, and he says, "Hello, Joseph. We have no room in the inn." And that threw me, because how would he know who I am? I'm supposed to be a stranger. But I took a deep breath, and the audience started laughing, and I walked over to Connie. And Connie says, "Joseph, is there any room in the inn?" And I look at her, nope, and the audience lost it. All 85,000 of the citizens of Fort Wayne, Indiana, in our gymnasium were rolling on the floor. And I thought this was strange. I look at them with my big eyes, and they laugh even more. And then I look back at Connie, and they laugh even more. It's quite a feeling. Huge rush. So Connie gave birth to the plastic baby Jesus, and we wrapped him in swaddling clothes. But that's cool. It's the story of Christmas abridged. Mrs. Walker, at the end of the play, introduced us all, and I got a standing ovation, which was awesome. That hooked me, and so I've loved performing ever since.